chocolate and vanilla swirl.
Gotcha! In this video today, I'm going to be showing you some life hacks or tips and tricks that are actually used in prison. This video is not for people who are in prison. If you are going to prison, this would probably help. I've never personally been to prison. I'm a huge fan of Orange is the New Black, and that's another reason why I wanted to make this video. So please remember to subscribe by clicking that subscribe button right below this video. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Prisoners don't care about pasty pencils, and the commissary really don't sell any type of DIY supplies, and they can't really run to the Dollar Tree, so they just have to make do with an old toothpaste box to store their pencils in. I personally find it kind of cute. You have to be a crafty criminal when hiding your loot, especially food and hidden cell phones. Prisoners make all sorts of sharp objects to cut things with, like shanks, but for this, I'm using an X-Acto knife to measure and cut out an indentation in this naughty romance novel that I mistakenly bought at the Dollar Tree. You could even cut a chunk out for your charger, and it would become a book iPhone charger. What an amazing invention. Let's hope Crazy Eyes never gets a hold of a shank.
I will cut you!
Buttering your biscuit has two meanings in prison, but this one's a lot more PG. Grease up your body with baby oil in the shower for a softer and smoother shave. Watch out for those weirdos, and also don't drop the soap. Spray deodorant is used for more than just freshening up your temple of poon. Prisoners use it to remove nail polish. They just squirt a generous amount onto the polish and rub it right off. This didn't work too well on my acrylic.
It's like God put them in you every day. A summer breeze coming over here.
From what I've heard through shows like Orange is the New Black, prison food tastes like rotten crab apples. So prisoners like to use apple juice in place of water to cook rice on their hot plates. This adds a pop of fruity flavor. Prisoners have become very creative with their vending machine treats, and I'm guilty of finding this Oreo cake wrongfully delicious. You can make it for yourself, and let me know what you think. Just crumble up Oreo cookies, crush them into a fine powder. Jailbirds would normally use something heavy to do this, but luckily I have a food processor. Next, pour a small amount of milk on top until it soaks up the cookies just enough to form this batter-like consistency. Pop it into the microwave for 30-second increments, and you'll start to see your Oreo cookie cake swell up and come to life. A prisoner would normally use a hot plate for this, but we aren't in prison. Now serve with milk and use a spoon to dig in and enjoy. Nicknamed crack soup in prisons today, ramen noodles are the cheapest items you can buy at the commissary, and not to mention pretty darn delicious. Prisoners have come up with easy ways to cook these without a hot plate. All you do is put the noodle brick into a Ziploc bag, fill it up with water about this much with the hottest water from the faucet, wrap it in a towel for insulation, and let it set for around 20 minutes. After, just drain some of the water out, plop it into a bowl, and add the flavor packet. And these flavor packets were one of the most sought after items on Orange is the New Black because that food was pretty rank.
Other prisons get to do Shakespeare and shit. I want to play a role.
This wake-up makeup is pretty common among the girly girls in prison. They take coffee grounds and grind them up really fine, add water, and use it as an eyeshadow stain. And this is also used as a bronzer when it's dry. And yes, I realized my eyebrows were not on fleek when I filmed this. I like to think it just makes the whole prison aspect more realistic. And you can forget about being fleek when you're an inmate. If you're urging to indulge in some ghetto glam in prison, prisoners will use the glitter from birthday cards by scratching it off and pressing it onto their lids. And this would look pretty darn cute with that coffee stain. If you're in prison and can sneak a sponge from the kitchen, it makes one heck of a beauty blender. It actually worked pretty well covering my acne scars and imperfections. SpongeBob would be proud.
The cool crab.
Oily skin can be a beast after kitchen sponging that foundation on. Prisoners use talcum powder or this cornstarch baby powder as a way to absorb oils in the face and body. This actually worked just as well as my mineral powder foundation. Criminals have come up with yet another creative commissary invention by taking red Skittles, dipping them into water, and rubbing the red dye on their lips. And this creates a pretty vibrant lip stain, and they just top it off with a little Vaseline. You could taste that rainbow all day long. You can also use the Skittles as a cheek stain. Just apply it with a sponge or blot it on with your fingers. Being in prison is not fun, it's not cute, or something you want in life, so I just want to stress to you that this video is not to glamorize being in prison. If anything, it should make you never want to set foot in a place where you can't see your family on holidays, you can't go to Taco Bell, and worse, you can't even watch YouTube. So stay out of jail and be a role model for the younger generation. So please remember to subscribe to become an official Glitter Critter, and remember there is a huge perk to being Crazy Eyes' wife.
If you were still my wife, I would tell you all the time how much I like your titties.
So thank you so much for watching and have a glitterful day.